Welcome to Rajiv's Weekly Take. Last week, Rajiv unpacked why solution engineering is critical to modernization success. This week, we're taking that conversation further. If solution engineering is the blueprint for modernization, then business process reengineering, or BPR, is how we redesign the business before we design the IT. Rajiv, let's jump right in. Before agencies get into full-scale development, why do they need to re-engineer the business first?
Thanks, Anna. I've been in the federal IT space for a little over a decade now, and I've been part of small and big modernization initiatives. I've seen a consistent pattern where agencies sometimes rush into technology before they rethink the business. Everyone wants to get off legacy systems, and that urgency is real. But if you start modernization with a system build instead of a business redesign, you end up moving the same old problems into the new platform. If we don't redesign how the business works first, the technology won't be able to deliver the real mission value. I advocate for a comprehensive solution engineering exercise before doing anything. Business process reengineering, the topic for our today's discussion, is one key component of the solution engineering exercise.
So let's talk about what goes wrong. Where do you see modernization efforts getting stuck?
There are a few common failure patterns. Agencies I've seen award a new contract for full-scale development work and start without a well thought through future state design. This quickly results in technical debt, systems being reworked on, that results in escalation costs as well as delivery delays. Agencies that do invest in BPR end up hiring a strategy vendor sometimes who does a high level assessment and develops a high level architecture, but they don't go deep enough into designing the future state business process with sufficient details that a dev team can actually run with. Mission programs are sometimes so stuck in the way things have been done and they resist change. So in those scenarios, dev teams end up building a new system that implements the same old business process and ends up carrying the same inefficiencies that they had before. Mission programs who are open to change, I found, are sometimes not quite aligned to IT early enough. And so IT then develops a system that is unsatisfactory and not well adopted by the mission. A key piece that is frequently missing in a lot of these scenarios is the future state design, is the refined business process flows that shows exactly how and where users will interact with the system. That piece is constantly missing. These are not problems to be solved by technology. These are basic clarity problems.
So if teams want to get this right, what should BPR actually look like?
First, BPR isn't documentation for the sake of documentation. It's a design discipline. And when done right, it creates a future state model that dev teams can build from immediately. So good BPR should work on mapping the current state realistically, including the shadow systems and decision paths. This will help unravel pain points, bottlenecks, inefficiencies. Design the future state visually using BPMN, or Business Process Modeling Notation, which is a standard. There are other standards that you could use as well. Use those standardized tools that the government has access to. In the near future, AI coding agents will be able to ingest these flow diagrams into and produce functional software code. So it's absolutely important that you have access to the original source files. You can go through a validation exercise of these designs. So you can do tabletop sessions with your mission users. You can do a mock walkthrough of the process that would help unravel potential gaps and generate valuable feedback. Define business rules, decision flows, data models. These are all artifacts that are absolute gold and will help you kickstart development. BPR will help you define key capabilities of your product that can be expressed as a set of epics and maintained in your product backlog. You want to capture all of these design artifacts and specifications in a wiki knowledge base. I personally like the Atlassian suite. Jira and Confluence are great tools. and quite common at most federal agencies. The beauty is like depending on the size and the complexity of the mission program, you could do this with a very small team of 4 to 5 experts who can produce a minimally viable future state baseline in 8 to 10 weeks and kickstart development from that point onwards.
And to connect the dots, what are the practical benefits when BPR comes first?
Agencies that do invest in BPR before a full-scale build and those who do it right consistently see better outcomes and solid business value from the very first MVP release. There's faster delivery. Teams are working with a proven design and a usable backlog, so they're able to iterate faster. It lowers the risk. There are fewer surprises because a lot of the design choices have been made by that time. It reduces rework and cost. It avoids all of those redesign cycles. There's better mission alignment. So tech actually reflects what the business really wants because the mission and IT have been working in lockstep. There's a higher user adoption as a result. So users are involved in the design effort. So they readily start to adopt the platform and champion the platform. And there's a lot of enterprise reuse opportunities. So you would have ended up building services that could be reusable in other mission programs as well. So there's a lot of opportunities there as well.
So the takeaway this week is simple. Before you dive into development, re-engineer your business. Thanks for tuning in to Rajiv's Weekly Take. Drop your questions or thoughts in the comment section and see you next week.